Hello and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George from Movie Misfit, and this week I'm going to take a look at another eBay buy that I really shouldn't have got, but I couldn't pass up on. So, wonderful eBay seller, who I'm not going to say who it is, just in case, just in case I need to go back there for something else, was very, very kind to offer me this incredible second box of goodies. For a wonderful price. I really can't thank him enough, because there's movies here that I have been dying to get forever, as with the last box. There's titles here I just thought I would never get my hands on, and now I finally got them. I just don't have enough time, enough hours in the day, or enough time generally to get through them all as quickly as I really want to. So, like my last show and tell video, I am just going to share these with you, talk about them a little bit, and just get myself excited for the next time I catch COVID and I can spend 2 weeks in bed watching movies. So, the first movie up is A True Mob Story with Andy Lau. Now, this is a 1998 production. Starring Andy Lau, directed and produced by Wong Jing, also starring Gigi Leung, Alex Fong, Ben Ng, Mark Cheng, Sam Lee, Chan Wai Man, and even Teddy Chen, the director of Purple Storm and things like that. Double World pops up in there as a barrister. Now, the last time I had this movie, and I think, to be honest, I think I do have it there on a recorded videotape. When I lived in Toronto 20 years ago, I had access to a Chinese TV station somehow in the house I was in, and I was able to record fantastic range of Hong Kong movies. And I do have it there, but it's such bad quality, if I can remember correctly. Such bad quality. But this is from Maya distribution. They're not amazing quality DVDs, but again, to finally have it on disc as opposed to being recorded in long play off my television 20 odd years ago is brilliant. Next up is a very hard to find movie, and a movie that I've been, again, dying to see for some time. Triad Story with Stephen Chow Sing Chi and Ng Man Tat. This is a movie where, I mean, these two are obviously infamous for being an amazing comedy duo with all these fantastic movies over the years. Tons of them, and probably for me is the funniest guy ever on film. I know that he had done a couple of serious pieces earlier in his career, but Triad Story was one I've never gotten around to seeing. Not great quality in terms of the photo here on the cover from Cameron Ronson, which some of the other DVDs I have of Cameron Ronson are very good quality on there, so I'm just hoping that this holds up and is the same. So Cantonese Mandarin options with English subtitles, of course. Directed by Shum Wai, who is a very popular actor. I mean, you would recognize Shum Wai from a host of movies over the decades. So what else did he direct? He directed Spiritually a Cop and Master's Necklace, I think it was, either side of this movie. Anyway, 1990 production, starring Stephen Chow Sing Chi and Ng Man Tat in very straight-laced roles, of course, alongside Wu Ma, Ko Chun Seung, Xing Fuan, Shun Wai himself, Billy Chow, Lo Wei, I think, is in there, and Eddie Maher. And the action is handled by Su Tak Fu, who was a bit part actor that worked with Sammo on a number of his classics, such as Moon Warriors, Blade of Fury, Pantyhose Hero, and many, many more. Next on the list is The Seventh Curse, a movie that I do have on the Hong Kong Classics VHS release from MIA from many, many moons ago. This is a cracker movie, and part of that wisely collection that I mentioned in the last video when I was talking about the DVD The Cat, which was also directed by Lam Nai-choi. So this stars Chow Yun-fat. Now I did say, sorry, last time I think I said Chin Soo-ho was Wisely in it, but I think it is actually Chow Yun-fat who plays Wisely. So 1986, directed by Lam Nai-choi, who would of course be more famously known for directing the likes of Story of Ricky, Erotic Ghost Story, and then of course The Cat with Wesley. Who else? Let's see. Chow Yun-fat as Wisely, Chin Soo-ho, Maggie Chung, Elvis Choi Kam Kong, Sybil Hu, and Yasuaki Kurata, with cameos from the likes of Wong Jing, who also produces, and then a host of Shaw Brothers stars cameo throughout there as well, such as Choi Yoon, Kara Hu, Wong Yu, and Derek Lee, and Johnny Wang Long Wei, one of the most popular villains of the Shaw Brothers era. Yeah, there we are. Seventh Curse from Universe. Quite excited to see it on DVD. I haven't watched the video actually for some time, but I do love the movie. I think it's great fun. Dick Way's in there, obviously, kicking ass, and the action choreographer was Yun Bun, one of the Seven Little Fortunes. So yeah, pretty excited for that. Again, like with most Universe DVD releases, you've got your language options and English subtitles, which I am very, very pleased for. So speaking of Derek Yee, who cameoed in The Seventh Curse, I have now got The Great Magician on DVD, a fantastic Derek Yee directed movie. Huge fan of Derek Yee, of course, stunning director, and wonderful Shaw Brothers star, of course, brother to David Chang and Paul Chun, or half brother. So yeah, The Great Magician, it is available, or it was available when I last watched this, was available on Netflix in the UK. I'm not too sure if it's still there, but it is a beautiful movie, a lot of fun, very well made, very, very exciting. So here we have The Great Magician, 2012 movie, I think, directed by Derek Yee, with action by Stephen Tung Wai, starring Tony Leung Chi Wai, Lau Ching Wan, Susan, Paul Chun, Kenya Sawada, the Japanese actor who's in a host of Hong Kong movies, but debuted in the amazing Japanese fantasy Sipang. If you haven't already seen that, please get out there and get a copy. Who else? Let's see. Lam Suet, Daniel Wu, Alex Fong, and then you have the likes of Choi Hark, Vincent Kwok, choreographer Benz Kong, and Jimmy Look, who cameo as warlords in the movie itself. Yes, so there we are, from Emperor Motion Pictures, which is great, and this is a later DVD, of course, a later DVD release, which makes me a bit more excited that it's going to be much nicer quality than the older ones. Next is one that I have been dying to see for some time. Another Daniel Lee directed flick that has proven pretty hard to get, at least when I'm looking. Stars Leslie Cheung, and it is the wonderful Moonlight Express, which I am dying to get into. Oh my god, I can't believe I've finally gotten this. Yeah, I mean, it's released on the Mei-A label, which again isn't always fantastic quality, but just to be able to see it, I'm very, very excited for. So Moonlight Express, made in 1999 by Daniel Lee, with action by the amazing Donnie Yen. This is part of my excitement of watching this film. So yes, action by the great Donnie Yen, stars Leslie Cheung, who have we got there? Wai Tin Chi, Tokiwa Takako, Michelle Yeoh pops up in there, Yuka Hoshino, Jack Cow, Austin Y, Mars, Rocky Lai, Sam Lee, and Brit kicker Jude Poyer is in there also. Yeah, so excited to finally have gotten my hands on this and cannot wait. Another one that I've been dying to see for so long, as the whole box pretty much is Eric Chang's Fatal Vacation. Now I know this got re-released recently in Hong Kong on Blu-ray, and I was very, very tempted to pay that little bit extra to get it, but I just have been going a wee bit overboard. So to see it available there on eBay as part of this collection, I was so excited to finally get my hands on it. This is the Delta Mac release on DVD, of course, and this is a bit of a wild flick. I have never seen it before. I'm very excited to get stuck into it. Made in 1990, directed and produced and starring produced by and starring Eric Chang, the wonderful Eric Chang, with action by Min Kan. He was the director of Yuen Biu's Deadful Melody, as well as the action director of films like A Rascal's Tale and martial arts master Wong Fei Hung. He also worked with as an assistant director on Sammo Hung films like Heart of the Dragon, Millionaire's Express, Dragons Forever, and Pedicab Driver, which is awesome. I mean, you couldn't go wrong with those. And yeah, also, let's see, stars Irene Wan, Victor Wong from Big Trouble in Little China, Tommy Wong, Tang Pik Wan, Tong Lai Kao. Not a huge cast of recognizable faces, but definitely cannot wait to see it. Oh, so excited. Next up on the Mea label again is a movie I have yet to watch, and one that I've always wanted to have. Of course, I'm going to keep saying that because I'm just so excited to finally have this. Dragon Injeel, starring Andy Lau, 1990 production, directed by Ken Chang, action by Blackie Ko, I believe. Andy Lau, Kenny Ho, Gigi Lai, William Ho, Lung Feng, the great Melvin Wong, and the late Xing Fuan, Big Ugly Head again, who will probably appear in a lot of these. Oh, yeah. So again, this is just how the Mea DVDs always came, and I kind of liked the blue casing, but then the more I got over the years, the more DVDs and the more media I got over the years, it was more recognizable that Mea didn't really deliver a full quality HD, not HD, but just really kind of cool digital experience. Anyway, finally got it. Happy for that. Next. So next up is one that is finally digitally remastered, not on Blu-ray, on DVD, and it is Final Victory. A bit of a rare title, again starring Eric Chang, this time with Choi Hark. This is a 1987 production from director Patrick Tam, produced actually by John Shum from the Lucky Stars movies, of course, Pom Pom movies. But yes, didn't even really know about this until a few years ago and thought it was very interesting. So wanted to get my hands on it. Eric Chang, Choi Hark, Rachel Lee, Margaret Lee Din Long, Gam Lo, and Dennis Chan appear in there. So lovely sleeve with this one. Excited for that. And screenplay by Wong Kar-wai. I knew there was something else, but I couldn't remember. Screenplay by Wong Kar-wai. Do you know what? I honestly think that Wong's earlier work is some of his best. As Tears Go By is probably my favorite Wong Kar-wai movie, and I actually have just gotten it in from Nova Media for an unboxing and review video that I'm going to do very, very soon. Should be coming around this week or next. Anyway, Final Victory, happy to get it. Next. Speaking of Andy Lau, who didn't pop up for this sequel, A Moment of Romance 2, he does come back for A Moment of Romance 3. A Moment of Romance 2 was a movie that I, again, have always wanted to get. I have watched it on YouTube in very bad quality. Really not worth seeking out. But to now have it on DVD, I'm ecstatic. For Iron Quack is gorgeous, and in this he is absolutely stunning. It probably doesn't have the same impact as A Moment of Romance Part 1, but it still makes an impression. Directed by Benny Chan again, of course. 1993, produced by Johnny To, who then went on to direct Part 3 with Andy Lau. And also stars Wu Chin Len, who of course the girl from all three, and that's kind of what I like about this series. She sticks with it. Had Andy Lau stuck with it, it would have been probably even more interesting to tell these different stories in 3 different stages. Anyway, Anthony Wong pops up in there, as far as I can remember. Roger Kwok with William Ho and Paul Chun popping up briefly, but it's a good. I mean, it's same sort of setup as Part 1, but probably just not as good. Anyway, next. Okay, so this next lot is all part of the Legendary Collection, which I talked about in my last video, released by Joy Seals and Fortune Star a lot of years back. I have quite a few of them on VCD, probably not all of these, but a few of them. I haven't went through to check just exactly which ones yet. But again, to see them available on DVD, and for the ones that I've never had before, I had to jump in and get them. So the first one up is, what is it? The Invincible 8. The Invincible 8, 1971 production, directed by Lo Wei. Golden Harvest production, so produced by Raymond Choi, with action by a young Sammo Hung and Han Ying Che. Stars Nora Mao in her first role, I believe, her first role ever. Angela Mao Ying, Tang Ching, Paul Chang Chung, Li Quan, James Tian, Pai Ying, Lydia Shum, and young Sammo Hung, Lam Ching Ying, Bruce Lung, and Billy Chan, and Li Kai Ting as kind of henchmen throughout it. So, yes, once again, we have the double-sided sleeve, letterbox and portrait. And yeah, again, one that I haven't seen yet and I've been dying to get, and I'm happy to have it as part of this Legendary Collection because I quite enjoy that uniformed look to it. Next. So next up is another Invincible, this time the Invincible Sword, 1971 again, with Jimmy Wang Yu. Here we have him on the front, of course, very, very popular star of his time. Su Teng Hung directed, produced by Raymond Choi once again, Golden Harvest production. Starring Jimmy Wang Yu, Su Feng, Chang Yi, Paul Chang Chung, Lu Peng, Su Han, Lung Fei, and a young Blackie Ko pops up in there. So yeah, very, very excited to see this one. Big fan of Jimmy Wang Yu. Huge fan of Jimmy Wang Yu, actually. Again, not the most graceful of kung fu fighters at all, but you kind of can't go wrong with a Jimmy Wang Yu movie if you want entertained. That's for sure. And I've got a couple here that I'm so excited for. So here's the cover, and maybe a bit of a spoiler there on that cover. So from the Invincible 8 to the Invincible Sword to the Fast Sword, another 1971 production from Golden Harvest, of course. This one is a new one for me also. Choreographed by Sammo Hung again, I think. Directed by Wong Feng, who also directed the likes of The Angry River, Bandits from Shantung, Hapkido and Taekwondo Strikes, and many other of those Angela Mao Ying and Sammo Hung early kung fu classics. What else have we got about this one? Stars Chang Yi, Han Sing Chin, Shu Cheng, Yi Yun, Kiao Ming, Wong Feng, and a young Sammo Hung, of course, who at this point was choreographing bits and pieces throughout. In fact, you can see him here on the back. I also love these painted covers from these earlier releases. This one doesn't want to come out. You know, like the Invincibility and this kind of thing here. I think they're quite gorgeous. Letterbox and portrait. Yeah, excited to get stuck into this one. Next up is an interesting little one on the Legendary Collection. Yeah, I don't know what to expect with this. Executive produced by Laoshi. It is Energetic 21. Kind of getting a disco vibe from it, and I'm kind of actually now getting a wee bit excited because I see a picture here in the back of Leslie Cheung in a pair of tidy whities. So yes, Energetic 21, a 1982 production, directed by Chen Xun, produced by Laoshi, and stars Leslie Cheung, Lu Wan Na, Eddie Chen, Gusu Li, Paul Chung, Dion Lam, Shin Yut Sang, the Sleeping Wizard himself, Feng Feng, and very popular actress Helena Law Lan, who starred in over 480 movies during the course of her career, which is phenomenal. So yes, really don't know what to expect. Illegal car racings, crime, drama, who knows? I mean, it's Laoshi produced but not directed, which may help. I don't know. I mean, Laoshi, he gets a bad rap for what went on in the Jackie Chan era, but there's a lot of movies here, and a lot of movies here that of his that I really like that he has directed. Anyway, letterbox and portrait. Joy. Next up is City Hero. City Hero. Gosh, again, more half-naked men on the back. Picked a good bunch this time. So, City Hero, 1985 production, directed and produced by Dennis Yu, who directed The Imp, the infamous Hong Kong horror The Imp. Yes, I'll just turn that around so you can see something a bit better while I'm talking. Action by Lao Gung, an actor and choreographer who starred in many Shaw Brothers classics, as well as films like Broken Oath, Snake and Eagle Shadow, Drunken Master, Knockabout, Odd Couple, and even right into Johnny To's Election 2 and Sparrow. Stars Dean Sheck, Mark Chang, Anthony Tang, Billy Lau, Michael Wong, Pat Ha, Ku Feng, Billy Chow, and the choreographer Lao Gung cameos himself, I do believe. Yeah, excited to see this one. I'm thinking it's kind of a best of the best kind of thing, like Jackie Cheung's Best of the Best, not the American martial arts movie. Anyway, next. Here's an interesting one that I've been dying to see forever. Laoshi, China's Last Eunuch, a Sammo Hung produced movie that again has been on my list to get for a long time. Directed by Jacob Chung in 1987, which was actually his directorial debut, I believe. Produced by Sammo Hung, with Sammo's action team no doubt handling the whatever kung fu or action is going on in there. Stars Max Mock, Andy Lau, Irene Wan, Wu Ma, Sammo Hung, Lam Ching Ying, Manfred Wong, Pauline Wong, James Tian, Anthony Chan, and Alfred Chung. But yes, so excited for this one. A bit of a historical drama, but I'm sure there's a bit more to it, especially with the Sammo Hung produced movie of this era. So here we have two portrait style covers. Yeah, excited. Yay, me. Okay, so next up is The Devil's Treasure. I am busting to see this. This is early 70s Sammo Hung again. Not quite the star just yet, but choreographing and playing these kind of scene-stealing roles in these fantastic early Golden Harvest movies. So The Devil's Treasure, made in 1973, also known as The Stranger at Midnight, I think. Directed by Cheng Chang-ho, aka Chung Chang-hwa, a Korean director who's more famously known for his Shaw Brothers movies and the massive hit that King Boxer, aka Five Fingers of Death, was. So he went on, of course, to work at Golden Harvest, to direct things like The Skyhawk, The Association, Broken Oath, and Double Crossers, and of course The Devil's Treasure. So stars Ko Chun-sung, Nora Mao, Sammo Hung, Yi Gyun, Young Wai, Korean super kicker Wang In-sik from The Young Master and Dragon Lord, of course. And who else is in there? James Nam, who also starred in King Boxer, and Hung Sing Chung, with appearances from the likes of a young Lao Wing, Yen Shi Kwan, Lao Gar Wing, and many, many more. So yeah, excited to get into this one. Can't wait. 2 portrait style covers here to choose from. But yeah, these are the kind of movies that excite me, because this was a time when Hong Kong cinema was slightly changing, coming out of that traditional kung fu phase into modern day thrillers and action movies. And yeah, kind of a pretty cool period. Anyway, next up is one of my probably not favorite, but a Jimmy Wang Yu movie that I really, really enjoy, and it's called The Man Called Tiger, or A Man Called Tiger. I do have it on VHS, which I bought in the States 23 years ago maybe, and loved it, had a great time with it, and I always wanted to see it on DVD. Finally, here we have, courtesy of the Legendary Collection, The Man Called Tiger, another Lo Wei directed movie from 1973, produced by Raymond Chow, with action by Han Ying Che. I think he's the guy from The Big Boss, who was The Big Boss. Starring Jimmy Wang Yu and a host of Japanese stars: Okada Kaiwa, Kuro Mitsu, Tian Feng from Young Master, and a lot of other movies. Han Ying Che himself appears, Lee Kwan, and Lo Wei, of course, pops up with appearances from a young Lam Ching Ying and Chin Yut Sang, the Sleeping Wizard. Anyway, can't wait to see it again in a bit more better quality than VHS. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite Jimmy Wang Yu movies, Beach of the War Gods, which I do have here on DVD, but I think it's kind of like a fan-made DVD or a bootleg, not too sure. I just know it's not from the Legendary Collection, and when I saw this on offer, I really had to get it. I do love this movie, 100%. This is a movie I would really hope and expect the likes of 88 Films or Eureka to eventually restore and put out there on their label. So Beach of the War Gods, directed by Jimmy Wang Yu in 1973, the same year as The Man Called Tiger. And to be honest, I think he does, well, it's quite a different film. I was going to say a better job than Lo Wei, but it's quite a different film, so that's unfair. Okay, produced by Raymond Chow, with action by Kwan Hung and Subo. No, not Susan Boyle from Britain's Got Talent, not her. Anyway, starring Jimmy Wang Yu, Lung Fei, his all-time favorite co-star, Tian Ye, Su Han, Shao Ma, Kwan Hung, and even the amazing Jack Long, who appears as a Japanese officer, I believe. So yes, Beach of the War Gods. If you have not already seen Beach of the War Gods, you should find this movie. I freaking love it. One of my all-time faves. Jimmy Wang Yu taking on a host of Japanese pirates and samurais. Oh, fucking love it. Next. So next up is another Lo Wei directed movie. This box is full of Lo Wei. I'm going to pretty much have his flipping whole filmography very soon here. The Hurricane, which again I have not got round to seeing, but I'm very, very excited to see. 1972 production, directed by Lo Wei, produced by Raymond Chow, once again, an early Golden Harvest production. It's a lovely cover. Sorry, starring Nora Mao, Patrick Chi, Gan Chun, Shakin, Stanley Fung, Tian Mi, Cliff Locke, a young Mars from Jackie Chan's stunt team, of course, and an actor and stuntman in his own right. And Lo Wei, of course, pops up in there, which he did quite often. Lo Wei would often do a little role here and there in his own movies. So, portrait cover and landscape. That looks pretty exciting. Yeah, I can't say. I mean, early Golden Harvest stuff is, all these movies were very exciting. There's hardly ever a boring one in amongst there. So yeah, yay. So, from the year before, 1971, and a movie that, again, I hate to say it, but I've been dying to get my hands on. I'm very excited to see, is The Blade Spares None. Nora Mao's second role, I believe, and one that I just cannot wait to see. I love the cover. I love the colours. That bold orange and yellow is fantastic. So this is a 1971 production, directed by Teddy Yip and produced by Raymond Chow again, of course. It stars Nora Mao in her second role, Patrick Chi again, James Tian, David Low, Paul Chang Chun, Feng Nai, Sammo Hung, Eddie Ko, obviously much younger, Lam Ching Ying, Bruce Leung, and even Jackie Chan pops up in there as a fighter in the forest, like I think one of the prince's fighters in the forest. Anyway, action again by Sammo Hung and I think Han Ying Che again from all these previous ones and The Big Boss and stuff. But yeah, cannot wait to get stuck into this. Absolutely gorgeous. Very excited. Okay, so next up, and stepping away from the traditional Kung Fu and swordplay style of movies on the Legendary Collection, is Frankie Chan's Goodbye My Love. Again, as I mentioned in the last show and tell video, I'm a big Frankie Chan fan. I mean, the guy, yes, his movies are hit and miss and he gets a bad rap for whatever reason, but he is entertaining. He makes some wild choices when he's directing. Some very interesting movies, but I don't know, I just get a kick out of him, and yeah, usually his movies, especially when they're action, are worth the watch. So here we have Goodbye My Love, a 1986 production, also known as Goodbye My Hero, directed and produced and starring Frankie Chan, I should say. Also starring Joan Chen, Laoshi Wing, Wong Wan Si, Shum Wai, Wu Fong, Albert Chung, and Ken Boyle, who obviously is more famous for his role as the monk in Jackie Chan's Armor of God. The action is from, oh gosh, what do you call him? The action is from Paul Wong Kwan, who is a very recognizable actor. I mean, you'd recognize him from the likes of Project A and things like that, where he also was an assistant director on films like that. He handled the action in movies such as Fatal Termination, The Big Heat, Blue Jean Monster, Fight Back to School, and also helped with a bit of assistant directing on Yuen Woo-ping's In the Line of Duty 4. Anyway, let's see these covers quick before we get on to the next ones. That's the portrait version and letterbox. Don't know what to expect, but I'm sure it's going to be entertaining to no end. Okay, next up, back to the traditional stuff, and Nora Mao again and Lo Wei again, is The Comet Strikes. This is a very fun movie. I actually do have it on VCD somewhere, and I think even a copied one of that. So, yeah, Nora Mao, Lo Wei directed, a lot of fun, early Golden Harvest again. But yeah, I quite enjoy this, and which is why I bought it again on DVD. It was one that kind of left an impression with me. 1971 production, produced by Raymond Chow, of course. Action by Chan Su Ping, starring Nora Mao, Patrick Chi. Lo Wei, of course, pops up in there. Shek Ken, Li Quan, Hong Lu, Stanley Fung, Lao Wing, Cliff Locke, I think, and then appearances by the Shaw Brothers stars like Jason Pai Pao and Chen Quan Tai pop up there, I think. Anyway, it's different and it's quite fun, quite exciting for a Lo Wei product. Next, and one that I'm so down to see is another Wong Fung directed flick, and one that again I've been really excited to get my hands on for some time. Bandits from Shantung, a Golden Harvest production, directed by Wong Fung, produced by Raymond Chow, with action by Sammo Hung. This time, nobody else. I think it's just Sammo Hung looking after it, which what makes it a wee bit more exciting for me. Stars Chang Yi, Pai Ying, Sammo Hung, Yi Yun, Tian Mi, Hu Chin, Chin Yut Sang again, Wilson Tong, and Cham Sut Hung, who is again another face you would recognize throughout from 70s and 80s Hong Kong cinema. But yeah, very excited to get stuck into this. I've missed it on its initial release, and here it is finally. Sorry, just checking out the artwork on the other side. Letterbox. Anyway, I'm so excited to get watching these. I kind of can't wait to get this video done. So last but not least by any means, and again, I hate to keep saying this, one that I have been dying to get my hands on. I do think I've managed to get a box this time that 90% of these titles I really have been dying to see. This is the infamous and hard to get Stage Door Johnny, produced by Jackie Chan, and oh my god, let's see, okay, produced by Jackie Chan, 1990, directed by Wu Ma, who also stars in it. Jackie Chan produced with his stunt team. Jackie Chan possibly, or at least the Jackie Chan stunt team handling the action in here, which I'm really excited for. Starring the wonderful Kara Hu, Ying Hun from Shaw Brothers fame, of course, Eva Lai, Ida Chan, Pauline Wong, Anne Moy, Wu Ma, of course, Wes Lee, Lam Ching Ying, Lao Suming, Chung Fat, Mars, Ken Lo, Hung Yan Yan, and even appearances from the original Jackie Chan stunt team throughout. I'm kind of getting a bit of a Peking Opera Blues vibe from it, which I really love Peking Opera Blues from Choi Hark, so I cannot wait to get into this. These gorgeous covers. This could be the first one from the box that I actually watch, if I'm being honest. So excited. Anyway, that is it. Yeah. Oh, fuck, I have so much to watch. Oh, the love of Hong Kong cinema, eh? The things we do to see these amazing movies that have entertained us for generations. You know, from that box and the one previous, there's a lot of titles there that deserve to be restored and released, perhaps through the likes of 88 or Eureka or Finnegar Syndrome or Criterion or Nova Media, you know, just to give audiences and new audiences who don't know about these older titles the chance to see some incredible and classic movies. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for helping me reach over 300 subscribers so far. Really appreciate it. Check out the Instagram channel also, please. I'd like to try and bring those numbers up to match that. And I also post different things on there that I can't put into video. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Kung Fu, and I'll see you soon.